Hey, what's up, guys? So, if you watched my American Sniper review last night, you know that I'd recommended seeing two movies right now. One was American Sniper, of course, and the other was Selma. And since it is Martin Luther King Day, by the way, happy Martin Luther King Day, I thought it would be a good way to pay respect to a man that changed the world forever. Even though I can't say I was dying to see Selma, I was very looking forward to it because it was great to finally have a theatrical biopic about Dr. King Jr., and the performances from the trailer look very promising. So I saw Selma last weekend, actually. I didn't have time to do a review on it. And I'm not going to say it's as good as American Sniper, but Selma is a very good movie that everyone should see, in my opinion. First of all, the performances in this movie are really, really stellar, especially David Oyelowo as Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Now, at first, I had no idea who David Oyelowo was, but as I watched the movie, I was like, wait, that's the dude from Interstellar and one of the scientists from Rise of the Planet of the Apes. And I knew this guy was a good actor, but in this, he truly shows the spirit of Dr. King, what he did, and how he acted. If you watch real news footage of him and watch this movie, you will be pretty blown away by how well Oyelowo got him down. The movie really doesn't touch on Dr. King's famous dream story. It mainly focuses on the civil rights marches in Selma, where King and his followers marched to show the united spirit of African Americans. The movie does a good job at showing the important aspects of the marches and showing how terrible the whites were to blacks back then. And there are definitely some moments in this movie that are heart-wrenching to watch. And another thing the movie does a great job at is showing how human Dr. King was. He wasn't a god that did everything right. It does show him as a person with real human problems. Now, the that I had with the movie don't really have anything to do with the actual filmmaking, which is great. I think it's that Selma is a movie that I see once and that I really don't have to see again. And that's not necessarily a terrible thing. A lot of movies that I have liked are movies that I'm like, okay, that was really good. I, um, I don't really have to watch that again. And don't get me wrong, Selma is a really good movie that everyone should see, but I just don't think it's a movie that everyone will be like watching over and over again. Overall, if you haven't seen Selma yet, in the spirit of today, please see this movie. It's a movie that shows what Martin Luther King accomplished, how far we've come in terms of acceptance of race, and it's just a great story. Selma is a movie that I think should be shown in many schools for years to come, and I'm going to give it an 8 out of 10. Please see this movie, and happy Martin Luther King Day.